Now anything can happen in the world of professional wrestling, with some of the most exciting happenings occurring outside of the ring. Don't believe us? Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at your latest news, including the Hardy Wives Twitter tussle, Matt Hardy's sobriety secret, Sasha Banks pulled from Raw, Becky Lynch wants another Mania main event, WWE adds to the draft, also some disgruntled draftees, a big push for Lacey Evans, and wrestlers cringe at the WWE Draft. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more videos like this. But let's waste no further time and get into the first story, as the Hardy women have a war of words. Once again, professional wrestlers, or in this case their family members, show the pitfalls of using social media, with Matt and Jeff Hardy's wives currently engulfed in a venomous verbal volley. It appears that Jeff Hardy's recent DUI arrest is causing tensions between Matt's wife Rebby and Jeff's wife Beth. Things seem to have started after Matt Hardy told a fan he was hoping for the best for Jeff, but that Jeff had to take care of himself. Things seem to deteriorate rapidly, with Beth tweeting the following on 12th October. "Kept my mouth shut for too long. Don't take any info seriously from family when it comes to me or Jeff. Family quotes are BS. Family should have contacted us before they made a statement to Twitter. Looks like they're more worried about their online presence than Jeff. Jeff and I are handling our business, hence no post from either of us about what happened. Going forward, if you don't hear from us, disregard it. We don't need any well wishes from family." Not to be outdone, Rebby Hardy, well known for taking to social media to vent, tweeted, "No matter how much you dislike him, Matt is still his brother, here long before your ass, and his family not family period? Any statements from Matt about Jeff don't need your approval. It ain't about you. I know it kills you to have any acknowledge that the facade of a perfect life you try to maintain is a effing joke. But not everyone thinks the sun shines out of your asses, Beth, and not everyone wants to be complicit in your protecting and enabling of a man who is well on his way to killing himself or someone else. You're an idiot if you believe Jeff's actions don't affect Matt. They do, and has every effing right to speak his mind on his own brother. Remember, he speaks from experience. Unlike you, we don't run and hide from our issues and pretend nothing is or was ever wrong in this house. Matt was the absolute worst, and I've seen how bad it can truly get. I know how this story ends if you don't effing wake up already. Worry about that instead of what it is to effing nobodies online, as you so eloquently describe their fans. It's not talking ish, it's living in reality and holding people accountable when they need it. Maybe it's time to put the whine emojis away, drop the Twitter stuntin', and put that energy into keeping your man from driving effed up on the street I drive with my children before trying to come at a man for addressing his own blood/business partner. In short, and as always, mind your effing business." As if that Wrestling Observer newsletter length tirade, albeit one with less typos, wasn't enough, Rebby posted further saying, "If you don't want a public response, maybe don't post ish publicly. Ain't nobody gonna use the interwebs to throw shade then receive the respect of a private response out of me. You wanted it out there, okay? Vamoose. Y'all know how the F I am. Stop acting shocked when I pull a me. You're so ghetto. Who the F you thought you were following? The Duchess of Cameron? Not changing who I am to fit your warped image of what the wife/mother/person living in this zip code should be. Keep your restrictions limited to yourselves." While this war of words could have made for one unforgettable episode of Celebrity Family Feud, it's actually quite sad. Jeff needs to focus on his sobriety, and none of his family members should be wasting their time with this unnecessary social media madness. But speaking of sobriety, how did Matt Hardy do it? Undoubtedly made in the wake of Brother Nero's renewed battle with personal demons, Matt Hardy commented about his own battle with personal demons and his daily devotion to sobriety. "It's no miracle, it's who I am now. I live right and have my priorities in order, primarily my health and family. It's all about you actually addressing the real issues, disallowing denial, and holding yourself accountable for your actions. I'm proud of who I am." Massive respect for Matt for actually keeping his word and turning a corner. Hopefully, Jeff can do the same. Next up, Sasha Banks has been pulled from Raw tonight. Now, despite being scheduled to face Becky Lynch on the 14th October Raw, Sasha Banks may not compete. While there's been little news concerning the extent of her tailbone injury, it appears we won't be seeing her in the WWE ring as planned. Ringside News is reporting that Sasha Banks may not make it to Raw to battle Becky Lynch, as DirecTV is listing Lynch as battling Charlotte Flair. Whether this is an error by DirecTV or a clue to Banks' condition remains unclear. We hope the boss makes a speedy recovery. Next up, Becky Lynch wants another Mania main event. As during a recent interview with IGN.com, Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch discussed how much she realized about the significance of main eventing WrestleMania 35 and how much she wants to do it again. The man told IGN, "If everyone's resting on their laurels and feeling complacent, then we can't get better. I can't main event WrestleMania by myself, and I got a taste of it and I don't want to give up that spot. I want to main event WrestleMania again and again and again." Wrestlelamia can only hope that these comments were made in character and don't reflect Lynch's personal views. Otherwise, they sound like an absorbed prima donna who ignored the significant contributions of Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania 35, as well as the outstanding work being done by other members of the women's roster, ranging from up-and-comers like Ember Moon to established stars such as Sasha Banks, Asuka, and many others. If you were to see another women's WrestleMania main event, who would it be between? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, some additional drafts have been revealed. Now remember how the WWE was holding the draft to 2 nights with a pool of wrestlers picked on SmackDown and a second pool set to be picked on Raw? You may also remember that anyone not selected on Friday Night SmackDown would become a free agent able to sign with whomever they want, with the assumption that someone would want them. Well, apparently the WWE forgot its own rules or called another audible, as several free agents were drafted after SmackDown went off the air. Confused? Well, check this news from The Observer, as EC3, Eric Young and Sin Cara have been added to the Raw roster, while Apollo Crews, Drew Gulak, Heath Slater, Tamina and the B-Team of Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas are now on SmackDown. Except for Crews, all of those wrestlers were listed as free agents after not being selected on night 1 of the draft. Akira Tozawa, Cesaro, Chad Gable and Humberto Carrillo also weren't drafted from the night 1 draft pool. Once again, the WWE continues to make things up as it goes along, a reminder that the company's creative division has a long way to go in improving the product. Next up, some disgruntled draftees. Now, as we noted in an earlier news video, Kevin Owens took to social media to express his apparent frustration over being drafted to Raw. Apparently, Owens isn't the only one distraught over their WWE career. When Apollo Crews likened the draft as a Tom Brady-esque chance for unknown superstars to show their stuff, EC3 commented, "You need to get on television before you can succeed." Eric Young posted the following note on Instagram, saying, "Raw, huh? Once I'm given a chance, I will show everyone what I and millions already know. I am a world-class performer, a world-class man, and a world-class maniac." With any luck, these newly drafted superstars will finally get an opportunity to showcase their talent. EC3, Apollo Crews and Eric Young all have much to offer to WWE if they get the chance. The problem is finding that opportunity in a company overloaded with skilled performers. Next up, is Lacey Evans going to get a big push? Now, it was announced on Friday Night SmackDown that the sassy Southern Belle will move over to the Blue brand, where she could end up receiving a big push and could start a big feud against Charlotte Flair. Well, that's what we could see according to WrestlingNews.co, where they reported that Vince McMahon himself is high on her due to her service in the Marine Corps. Now, this could change in an instant, as at one point Vince was also high on Cedric Alexander, and look what happened to him. And our final news today, wrestlers are cringing at the WWE Draft. Now, whether you agree NFL personalities should be on WWE television might be a debate for another day, but one thing's for sure is that certain wrestlers backstage weren't too thrilled with them. Wrestlers felt they were so out of touch with the product, with name-dropping legends from the 80s like Dusty Rhodes, Killer Kowalski and Bruno Sammartino, as well as the immortal Hulk Hogan, not really getting the current product over. But according to one wrestler, who wasn't named for obvious reasons, he mentioned cringing at this stuff, as he said, "WWE can't help themselves. It always makes me cringe when you're seeing them trying so hard to show everyone how mainstream they are. It actually makes the company look worse, because it's so obvious to the people watching at home that the NFL guys being asked to talk about WWE don't know anything about current wrestling. We'll never shake off the stigma with mainstream media if Vince keeps scripting silly stuff on shows." We have to agree, it was really cringeworthy to hear Troy Aikman's go-to move being the pile driver, a move that funnily enough is on WWE's blacklist. But there you have it guys, your latest wrestling news. Be sure to leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.